Hello everyone, from this video we will start ordinary differential equation, that is ODE. In the poll section I have shared the 4 topic and maximum students selected ODE. That's why from this video we will start ordinary differential equation. First we see what is differential equation, what is the order, degree of differential equation, linear differential equation. Then after that we will start second order linear differential equation, their application. And if you have doubt in the particular example, then you can share your doubt in the comment section or in a Telegram group, otherwise in a Instagram, so that we will try to cover that particular example in our coming video. So first question arises, what is differential equation? So first question arises, what is differential equation? In our real life we come across the many changes. For example, suppose you want to bake the cake. Now this baking cake is depend on the temperature of oven, and temperature of oven is changing, so that changing of temperature is called a variable. And here the relation between the temperature of oven and baking speed is nothing but the differential equation. Now consider another example. Suppose the car is moving with certain speed and that speed is changing. So changing speed of car is called the variable because the speed is changing. So whatever the quantity is changing in the maths, whenever we are consider x is a variable. Why we are calling x is a variable? Because x takes a different value, the value of x is changing. So the similar way in our real life, whatever the we are considering, if that quantity is changing, that changing is considered as a variable. So here the speed of car is changing, that's why it is called the variable. Now if you are observing the position of car at the start and after certain time, then it will be changed its position. So that changes if you are observing, so that is nothing but again a differential equation. So here the relation between the car speed and the position of car is nothing but a differential equation. So these are the real life of example. I hope you get the little bit idea what is a differential equation. Now let's see what is differential equation shortly in mathematics. If you are observing any equation contain equal to sign, that is called the equation. In any equation, if contain derivative term, then that is called the differential equation. These are the examples. If you observe the first equation, it contain derivative, so it is a differential equation. Here also it contain a derivative term. This is also differential equation. Here also it contain a derivative. Might be it contain a more than 2 times, 3 times, or there is a power, or it contain the derivative with the different variable. Still any equation contain derivative term, it called differential equation. Now if you observe this equation, here I have written dy by dx. This is our ordinary differential equation. This is again an ordinary differential equation. These are the example of ordinary differential equation. This is again ordinary differential equation. Here it contains partial derivative. It is a partial differential equation. Again the question is coming in the mind, what is partial derivative and what is ordinary derivative? Here it is our partial differential equation, and this is again partial differential equation. So what is ordinary differential equation? The proper definition is, here we are taking derivative with respect to x. That means this y, whatever the dependent quantity, we are taking the derivative of that dependent quantity with respect to their independent quantity. Means here y, for example, if I write y is a e raised to power x plus sine square x. Now see, if you know the value of x, so obviously with using the value of x you can find the value of y. So this x is a independent and y here is dependent. So y is dependent, x is an independent variable, and with respect to this independent variable you can observe the change, you can find the change, that is a derivative. So if we differentiate this equation, so you will get dy by dx e raised to power x plus 2 sine x, again derivative of sine, so it become a cos x. Now this is nothing but differential equation, and if any equation contain single independent variable, then that equation is called ordinary differential equation. So here it is the only derivative with respect to the single variable, that's why it is called ordinary differential equation. And I am not talking about the how many dependent variable. Dependent variable, any number of you can take. For example, if we have given the differential equation like dy by dt plus dx by dt. Here x and y both are depend on t, and I will write equal to e raised to power t. So this is a differential equation, and here this differential equation contain x and y both are dependent on which variable? T variable. So t is a independent variable. So here there are two dependent variable and one is independent variable. So this is also differential equation, and this is a ordinary differential equation. In ordinary differential equation, we must want single independent variable. If any differential equation contains single independent variable, then that differential equation is called ordinary differential equation. If it is not, so obviously it become a partial differential equation. For example, here z is the variable and we are taking the derivative of z with respect to x as well as y. That means z is depend on x as well as y. So here x and y, these are the two independent variable and it contains two independent variable, that's why it is called partial differential equation. So this is a partial. Here theta is the dependent variable and it depend on variable x and t. So there are two independent variable, that's why it is a partial differential equation. This is again a partial differential because it contains x, t, two independent variable. So I hope it is clear what is ordinary differential equation and partial differential equation. Now we see their definitions. Now see the definition of ordinary differential equation. A differential equation whose unknown are the function of single variable is called ordinary differential equation. So it is a single variable, that means they are talking about the function, that is a y is a function and it depend on only single variable x. That's why we are taking the derivative with the whatever the variable y is depend on x, that's why it is a derivative with respect to x. So this is the depend on single variable x. Here also it is depend on single variable x, that's why it is called ordinary differential equation. A differential equation whose unknown are the function of single variable is called the ordinary differential equation. Now what is a partial differential equation? A differential equation which involve more than one independent variable is called partial differential equation. So simple concept, if differential equation contain one independent variable, that is called ordinary differential equation, and more than one independent variable, that is called partial differential equation. The most interesting is that how we are finding their relation. Means here it is a directly differential equation, but what is the relation between x and y? How to write y equal to? Means how to solve this differential equation is the interested, because ultimately in maths we are always interested in the result, and result is nothing but what is the relation between that dependent and independent variable, and relation between dependent and independent variable is nothing but the solution of this differential equation. So we are discussing that solution in the coming video. Thank you for watching. Share this video with your friend so that they will also get the benefit of this video. And most important, if you are the new on my channel, then subscribe the channel, click on the bell icon so that you will get the notification of my next video, and also like the video.